In this video, we will look into what blockchain is all about and what is Bitcoin mining. So the blockchain is an undeniably ingenious invention of or it can be called as a brainchild of the person or a group of people known by the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. So these were the people who invented the Bitchain or who were behind the creation of the Bitchain. And they are known as Satoshi Nakamoto, and they created the blockchain, and it was created in a way to validate each and every transaction that happens in the Bitchain network. So the Bitchain is a network of or nodes. It's a network of many connected peers in the Bitcoin network. So how does blockchain works? So suppose you imagine that your person want to send some money, so he has a Bitcoin wallet and he wants to send some money, say 10 Bitcoins to a person B, and he will create a transaction online for this. He can create that from his Bitcoin wallet, or he can create that from any online wallet portal which supports Bitcoin money. So when he will create a Bitcoin transaction for X amount of Bitcoins, in our example if we take 10 Bitcoins, this transaction is represented in the Bitcoin network as a block, and this block will be broadcasted to every node or peer in the network, and then there will be a majority of approval of the people in the network, and once the transaction is approved by the people in the network, the block will be added to a common transparent ledger, and this ledger in the Bitcoin language is known as a blockchain, and the blockchain will have a history of all the transactions which have happened. Though it is difficult to identify a person from a blockchain ledger, it will have the list of the transaction defining on the keys for each transaction which have happened. So what is Bitcoin mining? So mining is a process by which new Bitcoins is added to the money supply. The mining also seeks to secure the Bitcoin system against fraudulent transactions. So miners are certain nodes who have a specific purpose. The purpose of the mining nodes or the mining people in the Bitcoin network is to validate the transactions, and these transactions, once validated, will be recorded on the global ledger or the Bitcoin blockchain. So let's look into how this system works. Suppose the Bitcoin system orders transaction by placing them in groups. Suppose there are X amount of transactions which happened at a time, and they are grouped into a block, and the transaction is passed through what is known as a blockchain. The transaction in one block are considered to have happened at any same time. So if some amount of transactions have happened at a time, they will be put into a block, and each block will be associated with a complex mathematical problem, and each block will be accepted in the blockchain provided it contains an answer to a very special mathematical problem, and this is also known as proof of work. So with each block a mathematical problem is generated, and the miners are involved in solving or putting their computational power in solving these mathematical problems, and on average it takes about 10 minutes for a node in the bit network to make a right guess and generate a block. So today the mining has become so popular that big corporations have set up large computers to do the mining purpose, and the nodes donating their computing resource or the miners to solve the puzzle and generate block are called miners, and they are financially rewarded for their efforts. So for every correct block solved, new Bitcoins will be added in the system, and these are rewards to the people who are involved in solving the puzzle, and currently this is about 12.5 Bitcoins per block solved. And the miners receive two types of reward. One is the amount of Bitcoins newly created from each mining effort or each block solution. Also a transaction fee associated with each transaction is given to each block is given to the person or the mining group which will solve the puzzle. The mining also in a way regulates the coin money supply. Also it creates new Bitcoins in the system. So mining, as said previously, is the only way to create new bitcoins in the system. So for every puzzle solved, there is a predefined value of number of bitcoins which will be generated in the system, and this amount is close to 12.5 currently. And it is in a similar way as bank will issue new money. The mining is a process of generating new bitcoins, and it has been already fixed that around 21 lakh bitcoins will be created in its lifetime. And in every 4 years, the number of bitcoins issued per binding or per solution of block will be half. So if it is currently 12.5 bitcoins per block, after 4 years, that is in 2020, it will be reduced to close to 6.25 bitcoins per block. So let's look into the economics of what governs the amount of money in the Bitcoin system, or how the new bitcoins are created. So bitcoins are mined during the creation of each block at a fixed and diminishing rate. So it is a diminishing currency. So with the passage of time, the amount of money created will be diminishing, and the total amount of money that can be created in the entire lifetime is a fixed amount, that is 21 lakh. So each block generated on average every 10 minutes contains entirely new bitcoins. So for every block solved, there will be close to 12.5 bitcoins currently being added into the system. So for every 22 lakh blocks, or for approximately 4 years, the currency issuance rate will be decreased by 50%. So for the first 4 years, that is starting from 2009, it was 50 bitcoins per block, then it is 25 bitcoins per block, and now it has come up to 12.5 bitcoins per block. And 21 million bitcoins will be ever created in the lifetime of this currency, and the issuance by 21,040 will reach 21 million, and from there on the miners will get only transaction fee. There will be no bounty in form of new bitcoins creation, and the currency or the total amount of bitcoin available in transaction at that time will be fixed for 21 billion, and its value will not be increased further. So this is a form of deflationary money. So the most important and deflated consequence of a fixed and diminishing monetary issuance is that the currency will tend to inherently deflationary. Deflation is a phenomenon of appreciation of the value to a mismatched supply and demand. So it is found that the value, as the supply is limited in future, the amount or the total value per bitcoin will increase. It's also possible that this money is highly volatile, and a large amount of bitcoins can be held by single people. And when such kind of situation happens, and when such kind of people will sell their bitcoins, the value of the total value of the bitcoins could suddenly come to a very low value or low rate. So that's all. If you like this video and like this series, please do subscribe, like and comment.